Previously on MDA.
You're very quiet.
Talk of euthanasia is a bit close to the bone.
Oh, sorry, grandmother.
She just lies there. She's being fed through a tube into her stomach now, so...
I'm not even sure if I'm interested in med-neg.
That's a relief.
I'm just here for a couple of weeks because Ian says you're busy, so I'm really sorry that got your knickers in a twist.
Not even tangled, friend. I just had an interesting conversation with Ian Pittman upstairs. He assured me he has no intention of interfering, so don't go over my head again. Is that are you wearing a new lipstick?
What?
It's just that the new colour suits you, that's all. I never realised you were so self-conscious.
Oh, I'm glad to have cleared that up for you.
Another surprising feature of your personality.
Well, how did those films seem to you? Do you think there's evidence of abrasion? Excessive or, And can you tell me how many of these procedures you personally have carried out? All right, well, that's very useful. Thank you. If you could have them...
MDA.
Yes, Simon Lloyd.
Happy, can I have a word?
Yeah, look, the person who normally deals with that isn't here at the moment. Can I just...
I've got Dr. Eland's case at 10 o'clock. I've got no idea how long that's going to take. I have to say, it's not looking good.
Well, it shouldn't take longer than 3 hours, sure.
Except that Eland himself is insisting on being there, and you know how much that slows things up.
But I still can't help you.
But this Goldman case is ridiculous. It'll take about 5 minutes to blow it apart.
Well, you'll be able to handle it then, won't you?
Martin, I didn't know you were here already. As you can see,
You're busy. I'm all right.
Layla's not here, but just make yourself a coffee.
How's that opinion holding up, Simon?
Complete support on Carline's procedure. I'm having the x-rays couriered over at the moment.
Good. Has anyone phoned Layla to see if she's got a flat tyre or something?
Simon, have you got a minute to this medical
I'm
opinion?
a little bit pushed, Amanda. Yes, hello, it's Simon Lloyd here from MDA. I'm trying to track down Dr. Clark's report on an x-ray.
No, Layla's...
Brett Ferris. Yes, the tennis player, Brett Ferris. Yeah, I'll hold.
Presume you've heard the big news. Ian Pittman has just made Savage a partner in the firm.
Really?
Inflating his already inflated ego. They've sent me an invitation to a cosy little soiree to fawn over their anointed son.
That's very flattering for you, Bill.
I'm sure that's the intention, but I remain unmoved.
That was Layla. She's running late.
We gathered that, Jamison.
Mr. Carline, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Have you seen this?
Don't know if I can make it to your celebratory piss-up. I'm double booked that evening. Hey, nice to see all that brown-nosing paid dividends, Mr. New Partner. It's Brett Ferris coming in again this morning.
You set for the Rees mediation frame?
Yep.
Well, you should get something out of MDA, shouldn't you?
I'm hitting them for nervous shock, 100,000. Oh, that'll be our tennis star.
Keita. Yep, no thanks. Brett can come in straight away. That's great.
Escape time for me.
Doesn't anyone impress you, Fran?
Sure. Just not overpaid wankers. Not even cute ones. Have fun.
Yeah.
What actually do you want him to do?
Hi.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry, this is a bad time, okay?
Hi, Richard.
How are you,
No,
mate?
interesting.
Good
To see you?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Sit down. Take a
Sorry
seat.
about this.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, okay, bye. Richard, sorry about that.
Lewis. How are you, mate?
Very well.
Good
I'm
to
sorry,
see
that's
you.
very
No,
but I thought I
that's
had
all
to
right.
take it. That was the cereal commercial. Looks like they won't take no for an answer.
So how's training?
Well, my physio's taken me off all impact work, so it's just swimming.
Frustrating or?
It was okay at first, but yeah, it's getting frustrating. Like, there's no pain when I start moving it, but the moment I apply a bit of pressure, like for a serve...
You were aware of this as far back as the French Open, weren't you?
Yeah.
You got those tapes I sent through, didn't you?
Yeah, Lewis, I did, certainly did.
Well, you can see the effect on the serve every time, clear as a bell, yeah?
Absolutely. I'll certainly be using those tapes in mediation. We'll also be briefing as Silk. Now, it's likely mediation will be adjourned after our first claim and reconvened when MDA have had time to consider the amount.
Should you turn that thing off?
Brett, it should run comparatively smoothly, but you have to remember the amount that we're asking for is unprecedented.
It was no more than he deserved.
Apparently his shoulder's so bad he'll be out for at least the next 12 months.
Great timing.
Yes, and it would be nice if you could stop these articles from appearing. My reputation is being pulverised.
You're not being defamed. You haven't been named. This article's about Brett Ferris and his woes.
Well, enough people will put two and two together. My name as a sports surgeon isn't exactly unknown.
Do you see much impingement of the shoulder tendon?
Quite a bit.
A bit.
Brett Ferris's was because of that huge serve of his. Last year I did a decompress and repair on David Slater and he's back on the circuit.
What, the same surgery exactly, the same bone shaving?
No, I know they're claiming you shaved too much off, but there really is no evidence.
Yes, and I've said all this before, but my surgery was good. My judgment was 100% correct. There is nothing here that accounts for his loss of performance. Now, these articles are sentencing me and judging me before we've even gone into mediation. I am going to go down in history as the bloke who destroyed Australia's greatest chance at a Grand Slam in a generation.
Layla!
Sorry, everyone. Dr. Eland, I didn't know you were going to mediation.
Decided I would.
Oh, good luck.
You're going to be late if you don't leave soon.
I know. Jamie, come on.
Yes, I'm coming.
Martin, come with us. Bye.
Is everything all right?
Oh, don't ask. I'm fine.
Morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Mark?
Jamie.
Layla?
Mark, I haven't sorted the mail yet. Sorry, I'll bring it in.
Oh, no, that's fine. Could you get me a coffee?
Yeah, sure.
Bill around?
I'm not sure. I just got in myself.
Oh. Well, when you find him, will you tell him I want to see him in my office?
Yeah, sure.
Is Layla okay?
I'm not sure. I think it's her grandma.
What's the story?
She's been in a nursing home for ages.
Is she deteriorating?
Vegetative state, I think.
Oh, God. Look, Martin, I just want to make this clear. You actually don't need to be there today. The Reeses might not even be there.
Well, if they are, it'd be pretty cowardly not to face them. I just want to assure them I did everything for Tom.
Yes, but they did hear it all at the inquest.
My clients were in the waiting room expecting to take Tom home in 2 hours. All he needed was 2 molars extracted, 2 molars which were growing laterally into the gum. The operation shouldn't have taken longer than 40 minutes.
I think we all agree Tom's death was a tragedy. And Mr. and Mrs. Reese have our deepest sympathy. But this tragedy was not of Dr. Eland's making.
And Mrs. Reese, I'm so
He has an
sorry.
unblemished record.
He didn't even check there were child-size endotracheal tubes during an operation on a child.
Equipment supplies are the theatre sister's job, not the anaesthetist's.
And it wasn't my regular list. I was filling in for somebody.
Dr. Eland, there's a responsibility which you accepted as an anaesthetist.
It was your job to
I'd
keep
ask that
Tom
all comments be
breathing.
addressed to me, not to Dr. Eland.
Thank you. Mrs. Reese, I agree with Amanda.
All right,
Tom's dead, Dr. Eland. He's dead. He turned blue and he died.
Hap, it's not looking good for that second mediation. I really don't think I'm going to make it.
Well, you'll have to try for an adjournment. How's Eland going?
It's taking a while.
Look, it's straightforward sympathy money. Amanda, what's the problem?
Well, the parents and Eland are in there with us, and
Yeah, what's Fran asking?
we haven't got that far yet.
Well, look, as long as it's not 10 million, just settle and get out of there.
It's not that simple, Hap.
Happy. Charles Brooks, Swan, line 2.
I've got to go, Amanda. I've got bigger fish frying here. Bye.
Bye.
But the fact the coroner didn't find contribution doesn't absolve him completely.
His asthma.
Asthma was pre-existing, and Dr. Eland followed correct procedure in managing it.
You must at least see that my clients are experiencing ongoing psychological injury.
Of course we do.
They have associated ongoing costs. They are both seeing psychiatrists and counsellors and will in the foreseeable future.
Well, what damages are your clients seeking, Fran?
$100,000.
What's the reinsurer said?
Brooks Swan's been in Japan this last week, but he flies in tomorrow and he is very anxious to have a meeting with us.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Look, Bill, it's the risk of the settlement blowing out over $10 million that I'm concerned about, because you can bet your bottom dollar they'll be raising their premiums.
Unfortunately, Ferris is a great player.
If the loss of power in Ferris's shoulder can't be related to Carline's surgery, what other alternative scenarios could account for him?
Repetition injury, failure to rest sufficiently after the operation.
Flu, chronic fatigue, osteoporosis.
He's a little young, but yes.
You got an up-to-date medical?
Perfect health.
Oh, shit. Still, we should do a DNA test.
I didn't think we could do that.
We can if we have grounds.
Fine grounds. Get someone to check family histories. You briefing Silk?
We are.
But I really don't think on the facts that we should be up for any more than 25. 25 adequately covers the costs of psychiatry and counselling.
And the rest wouldn't make up for their loss anyway.
And they're never going to get over that, are they? So let's go in there and start the ball rolling at 20.
20,000. Is that all Tom's worth to you, Dr. Eland?
Mrs. Reese, we are not putting a value on Tom's life. This is compensation for you and your husband, for pain and suffering and for ongoing counselling.
Karen, you know this is about a process, working through to a reasonable financial settlement.
What's reasonable is that he should have lived a long life. Can't you say anything?
What do you want me to say? I told you so?
Could you photocopy those, please?
Mum, I've got to go.
You got the German?
No, we have to go back again tomorrow. Everything fell apart, including our client.
Which means I will be able to do that Goldman mediation, which I'm thrilled about, I can tell you. Simon, have you got an opinion on that glue in the eye case?
Yeah, almost.
Thanks.
Okay, so, 6-year-old child presented with glued left eyelash and stinging. Our chap cuts off the eyelashes with scissors and bathes the eye in saline. No damage to the girl's eye, either passing or permanent. Dr. Goldman did everything right, by the looks of it. What's the case, Amanda?
Apparently, the child screamed blue murder. The mother is suing for nervous shock.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose there is a small chance a child might sustain some kind of nervous shock
Now,
in this
not
situation.
nervous shock to the child. The mother is suing for nervous shock to herself.
Ms. Howe's counsellor's report.
Dr. Goldman's actual patient, Zodiac Hale, suffered no injury through anything he did.
This claim is on behalf of Miss Hale, not her daughter.
Well, we're not convinced of the merits of that claim.
My client experienced extreme distress watching her daughter suffer at the hands of Dr. Goldman.
For real, Troy? Dr. Goldman actually repaired Zodiac's eye. He removed the glue from the lids.
Yes.
There was no scarring from the saline.
No.
And the eyelashes have grown back.
Yes.
There are no grounds for emotional suffering.
Mr. Dharma?
Tell them. Tell them.
Watching her daughter experience discomfort and fear as Dr. Goldman cut her eyelashes caused my client to experience flashbacks to a traumatic injury in her own childhood.
My stepbrother sat on my back and cut my plaits off.
Sorry, how does Dr. Goldman come into this?
Well, if Dr. Goldman had told me what he was going to do to Zodiac, I wouldn't have watched. See, I felt sick watching, and now I've had nightmares ever since.
This is your emotional pain and suffering?
Yes. Caused by Dr. Goldman.
What damages are you seeking, Mr. Dharma?
$5,000.
I'm sorry, but being reminded of an involuntary haircut doesn't count for much in the emotional pain and suffering stakes. In fact, compared to other cases I've seen, it's pretty damn trivial. Troy, why didn't you tell your client this is ridiculous and trivial?
Excuse me.
You have no right to judge. What's trivial to you...
What you call suffering insults people who have truly lost something. Go home, be with your child, be grateful you have one.
Anything further to say, Mr. Dahmer?
No. We concede.
I'm not working on that one, so no, I haven't met him. But here is a man who has.
A man who's what?
Met Brett Ferris.
My wife and I both go to the Open every year. Ferris was magnificent, even in defeat this year.
How does it feel to have a demigod dent your sofa cushions?
Congratulations on making partner, by the way. Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Amanda, did you receive your invitation?
Yes, I have. Bit unexpected. Thanks for thinking of me, though.
I don't know why you'd think it'd be unexpected, but are you going to be free that evening?
I haven't actually checked my diary.
How'd you go in there?
Oh, trivial bit of nonsense. Victory for the good guys this time, though. We discontinued. I'm not even going to bother with a release.
Miss Howe, please calm yourself down.
That was a complete joke. You said I had a good case. You promised.
I didn't promise. I said we could try.
We had no right to give up without even talking it over with me first. I mean, I'm your client. You take my instructions.
It's for the best. This isn't personal. You can't win all the time. Somebody has to lose.
Yeah, well, she did a better job than you did. At least she was strong.
Goodbye, Miss Howe.
How are you?
I'm sorry, I'm just waiting for the next mediation. I didn't realise someone was here.
That's all right. I'm sorry for me being a bitch just now. It's just... You know, no one really wants to understand about me being upset, but sometimes it's real. You know, it really is. Sorry.
Sure. Listen, my name's Richard Savage. I'm from Cato and Pittman. I've got 5 minutes if you want to talk about your problem.
This is deliberately designed to put our member in the worst possible light for mediation.
Apparently he's quit on doctor's advice.
Yeah, but whose? I mean, not Garth Carline's.
He's only referred to as a well-known surgeon, but they've planted the blame squarely on his shoulders by implication. God, you've got to admire Richard's gall.
I don't admire any part of Savage's anatomy, least of all his gall. Where's Layla?
She called. She's on her way.
You guys seen the papers?
Yep.
You know, it's encouraging when one of our members gets dumped on by the press. Would someone answer that bloody phone?
I got it.
Well, where's Layla?
MDA. Yeah. Just 1 minute, Garth. Hap, that's Garth Carline on the phone for you.
I'll get that.
Okay.
Garth, Simon Lloyd here. Yes, we were just looking at it.
When's Brooke Swan arrive?
Later this afternoon. Layla's got the flight details, which she's not in yet.
Well, all of this publicity is starting to make that 10 million mediation claim look more firm every day. We haven't even started the ball rolling yet, Bill. Who'd you get on board?
Len Oxencraft. Simon?
I think we can be glad that we're going to mediation today, Jamie.
Yeah, me too.
Martin, hi.
Hi, is Layla here?
No.
I'll just leave these.
Sorry.
How are you?
Oh, we gotta go. Come on, Martin. Bye, Lars.
Aren't you going to mediation?
Yeah. Is your grandma okay?
Yeah, I had to go with them back to the nursing home from hospital.
Jamie!
Yep. Later, okay?
We want to outline a little of what happened in surgery the day that Tom died, so that you can see why we don't believe Dr. Eland is responsible.
My clients listen to the details at the coroner's hearings. They have the findings on paper.
I don't mind. Let them do it. It won't change anything.
Okay. When the dentist began his extractions, some blood went down Tom's throat, past the laryngeal mask, causing the vocal cords to go into spasm, restricting the flow of oxygen. Now, because Tom is asthmatic, his bronchia constricted. When Dr. Eland hand-pumped oxygen, the air went into Tom's stomach, and some stomach acid aspirated into his lungs.
Dr. Eland should have predicted that.
It wasn't predictable. The patient was already showing signs of ventricular fibrillation before Dr. Eland began to realise something was wrong. The dental procedure was abandoned immediately, and Dr. Eland tried to intubate Tom another way while an ambulance was called for. Intubation wasn't able to be carried out successfully because the right-sized tube wasn't available. So another call was made to the ambulance service requesting that the right-sized tube be brought. It wasn't anyone's fault. It was just a terrible situation that spiralled.
Is that what you said at the time? This terrible situation has just spiralled out of control, so I might as well give up.
Karen. I didn't give up. I used the next size up to try and get some oxygen into the airway somehow, but it was no use.
Every step in the situation conspired against our client. But he did his best. The coroner's finding bears that out. And we understand that Mr. and Mrs. Rees are grieving. And there is no doubt that they will require assistance to manage their grief and distress for some time. But we feel that our offer will adequately cover that. Oh, this is excruciating.
What do you think the story is with Martin giving Layla flowers?
What?
A bunch of flowers that he left for her.
Oh, no. Just a friendly gesture? I really want this mediation to be over. Fingers crossed we're out of here by rush hour.
Thanks, but I'll try and struggle on with reason and science.
The coroner is not afraid to bring an adverse finding if it's deserved, but she found nothing to implicate Dr. Eland.
Coroner said don't know, don't care. Do you think that's good enough, Dr. Eland?
Just take the money, Karen.
It's not good
Just
enough.
shut up and take the bloody money. It's what you want, isn't it?
Don't want money.
Mrs. Rees, I'm going to ask you to step outside. We'll all take a 5-minute break.
Tom's dead, Dr. Eland. You don't care. What did you do when he went blue? Didn't you notice?
Yes, I noticed. And I tried. I tried, I really tried. But everything kept on going wrong, and I kept on trying to fix things, but his heart had stopped.
Martin,
I gave him CPR until my hands went numb. I tried
Dr.
everything, and I'm sorry, and I'll say it forever.
Is it over?
All right, the matter under discussion today is Brett Ferris and Garth Carline. Representing the plaintiff is Victor Blaine, for the defendant, Leonard Oxencraft. We should start by clarifying whether or not the defendant disputes negligence.
Most emphatically. Our client's surgery was checked by 2 independent experts who concluded that the amount of bone rust from Brett Ferris's shoulder was within acceptable limits.
And there's no need to remind you all that we have opinions stating that Garth Carline took too much, leading to the unstable shoulder joint that our client now experiences. So, puts us at something of an impasse straight away, wouldn't you say?
This young man played in the Australian Open 7 months after surgery. Muscle recovery alone would normally take longer. Now, he may well have contributed to his own shoulder joint instability.
He wouldn't have been cleared to play had he not been pronounced medically fit.
Well, I think it might be useful to find out how quickly Mr. Ferris returned to training.
He was ready within a few weeks.
Weeks? Mm-hmm. After which he no doubt resumed a training regime which included running and weights as well as court work.
As you'd expect.
Was it even adjusted following the surgery?
Come on, Simon. Brett Ferris receives the best possible advice.
The surgeon we've spoken to is of the opinion that any exertion post-surgery during the healing period can lead to permanent damage.
So can negligent surgery.
And we also note that he had knee surgery 4 years ago when he was 19.
And? Your inference is?
I think a medical opinion might be worthwhile at this juncture.
It builds a pattern of a body being pushed to the limits.
You need to try harder than this, gentlemen.
I think for the sake of expediency, we should dispense with any preamble and put an offer on the table. Richard?
Mr. Ferris is 23. Projecting that he had another 10 years of his professional career, which he's now no longer able to fulfil, he feels that a suitable damages figure is $30 million.
What hubris, more than twice the amount of any payout in Australian personal injury history.
My client's entitled.
No, you're assuming he would have stayed on top for a decade.
Michael Chang went from number 2 in the world to virtually off the register in a couple of years.
Talking about Brett Ferris here, no one else.
Oh, for Christ's sake, the kid hits a rubber ball around with catgut. He's not a bloody brain surgeon.
Top tennis players get paid a hell of a lot more than brain surgeons, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, any mention of the exorbitant sums that your client earns will completely alienate a jury. Don't be too confident about court, pal.
Australians love Brett Ferris. A jury would give him their firstborn. Now, what you have to remember is once we're there, the facts of this case will be fully reported.
And you'll vilify Garth Carline to kingdom come.
Knowledge of Garth Carline's butchering techniques will do the damage for me. I won't have to open my mouth.
Holy dooly.
Indeed.
Mind you, we're only liable for the first $1 million.
Jamieson, if Blairwater has to cough up 19 times $1,000 on one settlement, you can be guaranteed they'll hike our premiums so high that we'll be trampled in the stampede of our members rushing to join other medical defence organisations. We will go under. Layla, is Brooks Swan in yet?
Yeah, he arrived about an hour ago. He's in with Mark.
When are you going to tell them?
I'm girding my loins.
Looks like here's your chance.
Ah, Bill. You're back. Good timing.
How are you, Bill?
Charles.
Sorry I missed the first mediation.
It was a formality, as it turns out.
Any news?
Not good.
The full 10?
Fractionally more.
You better come and break it to me gently. Savage is a prick.
With a good eye for publicity.
He won't be interested in settling then?
No, he wants it to go to court. And he wants to whip up as much notoriety as he possibly can. And he knows that in court, the sun will be shining from his golden boy's nether region.
But the jury may well be scandalised by a claim of that magnitude. Therefore, we do stand a chance in court that common sense will mitigate the payout.
The publicity will kill our doctor.
That's regrettable. But if it can't be avoided...
No amount of money, Bill's ever going to be enough for these sort of people. I mean, if he's popular enough to get his face on the front page of the paper every time Savage clicks his fingers, I reckon he's popular enough to support himself after he retires.
If he's going to make a living from endorsements now that he can't play tennis, he's going to need a squeaky clean image.
Which he has. Hasn't he?
Well, we need to find that out. Get our people onto it.
I'll go back to his medical records, look for a reason to apply for DNA testing.
How ruthless are you prepared to be on this one?
Two of the networks are fighting over me at the moment.
Mate, nice to be needed, eh?
Cheers, Tony. So that job's more or less stitched up. It'll come down to who offers the most.
Yeah, and endorsements.
They're going great. And then when I get the payout for this.
Certainly going to take the sting out of not playing tennis anymore.
Well, yeah. Look, it's okay.
I was just wondering if you could sign my arm.
Oh, well, you know, you'll never be able to wash this arm again.
I won't. She's totally in love with you.
Well, you know what? She's got good taste.
Thanks.
See you later. See ya.
Sick of that.
Yeah, a bit. But, you know, people like that are the reason I get to do the endorsements.
Sure.
So, it would be dumb to piss them off. So, what do the other lot want? MDA, what is their actual game plan?
Right, well, Brett, what they want is easy. That doesn't really change. MDA want to keep its member out of court. Now, the game plan is a little bit more complex because of the amount that we're asking for. They're going to have to try and find a whole new approach. Now, the reinsurer, he doesn't really give a toss about individuals. He'll be just pushing this case to run to trial, which MDA will be resisting. But you see, the reinsurer, he holds the aces.
So, court.
Court? Yeah. It's going to take a lot longer, but, yeah, I think it'll be better for us.
Do you actually know what the other guys are thinking at the moment?
I could hazard a guess.
Well, they're thinking of ways to trip you up, right? And make their doctor sound like Jesus Christ or something.
I think their response is going to be a little bit more prone.
Just when you thought things had bottomed out.
Hale and Goldman?
The eyelashes case. Another writ has been issued, this time from Richard Samage.
Well, you finalised this yesterday.
I decided not to ask for a release.
Oh, you idiot. Amanda.
The whole session was a waste of time.
For Christ's sake.
The stupid woman's solicitor agreed with me.
You should have got a release.
I thought we could cover the costs. It was only an hour out of my
Well, it's
time.
going to take a hell of a lot longer now that Savage is on the case. What's he doing with it anyway? It's chicken feed.
Well, I can't understand it.
If you had a got a release, he wouldn't be on the case. Just deal with it and get it off the books, will you? Why don't they make biscuits with nicotine flavouring?
Medical Defence Australia later speaking.
I couldn't even tell my other bit of news. You know how Richard's been made partner at Cato and Pittman?
Yeah, Bill's made the odd couple of hundred quips about it.
He's invited me to the celebration party.
You going to go?
Not sure. Do you think I should tell Hap?
No. No, who you socialise with is your business.
True. I'll think about it.
He's got 3 out of 4 grandparents still living. He hasn't even had a tonsillectomy. He has had a few HIV tests, as you can see down the bottom right-hand side. Quite a few, actually.
So's my son, probably. Young people do these days. Hardly makes a case for Brett Ferris deviant.
Dim beef and black bean.
Thank you, Lola.
Chicken teriyaki.
Great, thanks, Lola. So, what about the knee operation when he was 19?
It's a blind alley, I'm afraid. He's been playing competitive sports since he was 7 years old. Now, a lot of kids who do that suffer wear and tear on their knee joints. I suppose there is a case for inferring that it shows he's an overachiever, but it's not really going to help us, I don't think.
Lola, have you got any napkins?
Yeah. Oh, and while you're there, could you grab the pages off the printer, please?
And could you check if there's any soy?
Yeah. After Wimbledon, he went to France for 3 weeks. On the trip, he was accompanied by his parents. The trip included such highlights as a pilgrimage to Lourdes.
Well, we should be able to get him for being a pious little git.
Okay, let's think about these. And the internet is good. Okay, Brett Ferris has flown for holidays twice yearly to an island in Thailand, well known for its snorkelling, which may well be his favourite pastime, and something else.
Debauchery, please let it be debauchery.
It boasts a massive traffic in illegal drugs.
That's it.
No, he's never tested positive for any illegal drugs.
And sex workers. Both sexes. Now, I've never read anything about these holidays in any of the newspapers. Anyone else? So why has information about them been suppressed? Just so his fans don't flock there and annoy him?
Every HIV test he's had has been following one of these stopovers. That's fuel for a smear campaign.
It doesn't look good, I admit.
It's pretty grubby. But the only Achilles heel this Teflon boy has is his endorsements and his putative career as a sporting commentator, am I right? So, we use this to reduce the payout from 30 million down to 5.
I'm sure Mark won't object.
It's still a fortune in anyone's language. I mean, we're not sending the guy into penury.
And MDA gets to stay afloat.
Have we ever done anything like this before?
No. And for a very good reason.
Brett Ferris is popular because he's brilliant. You can't just expose him. You haven't even got any proof, and even if you did, it would be the wrong thing to do.
That's the reason. I suggest we keep this information up our sleeve for the moment.
You should probably go home.
I will when I've done this.
You sure you're not trying to do too much? Or looking after your gran and everything?
It's not usually like this. It's just been the last couple of days, Jamie.
Yeah. Does she even know you're there?
Just because she doesn't mean I shouldn't bother spending time with her.
Lila. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
that it's been going on, and now they're saying I should make a decision about whether to turn off the artificial feeding or not, and I'm thinking about it all the time. Sometimes it seems like it probably is the right thing to do, that she should be free to move on, and then... Thank you. And then I think about actually doing it, letting her die, and it's just in my head the whole time.
Why didn't you say something?
Well, you guys have been busy, and you know, it's my problem. It doesn't really have anything to do with anyone else.
You should have told us.
I told Dr. Eland. He's staying around reception wanting to chat because he was so upset about that poor little boy who died, and he listened, you know.
Well, he did more than the rest of us, as it turns out. What about your parents? What do they think? Are they still away?
They've wanted to go on this pilgrimage for as long as I can remember. I don't want them to have to come home. There's nothing they can do anyway.
Layla, the good Lord gave us friends for one very good reason, so that we should learn to delegate. So who has enduring medical power of attorney over your grandmother?
Me. It was arranged when I was 18 because my mum wanted it because their English isn't that good.
That's sensible.
Yeah, it's very easy to say yes to something like that when you're that young and you haven't actually thought about what it might mean.
Okay, without knowing the details, it seems to me what we're tossing up here is whether it is medical treatment or palliative care. That's the issue, is that right? So we need to speak to someone who's across this as a legal argument.
Who?
I'll make a call in the morning.
You guys are busy with the Brett Ferris case.
That is neither here nor there, but right now Jamison is going to take you home. That's right, isn't it, Jamison?
Yeah.
See, Lana? Delegation. That's what it's all about.
So, following the incident in Dr. Goldman's surgery, you...
Excuse me, Richard. Did you approach Miss Hale after her first solicitor left, or did you not think it necessary to wait?
Miss Mackay, I don't think that's...
Amanda, I am touched by your concern for the ethical process among plaintiff solicitors, but may I remind you the case was discontinued? You told me that yourself. So, following the incident in Dr. Goldman's surgery, Zodiac Hale couldn't attend school for a fortnight.
A fortnight? People get back to work sooner after heart surgery.
She was worried about her eyelashes.
Miss Hale had to take time off from her waitressing job to look after her.
Zodiac needed me 24/7.
And Miss Hale has been left out of pocket.
Which is hardly MDA's problem, Richard.
It could be argued that your member was heavy-handed when trimming Zodiac's eyelashes.
It could equally be argued that parents shouldn't leave glue within reach of a 6-year-old.
Come on, that's a very unsympathetic attitude towards a single mum trying to do the best for her child.
Richard, there was no negligence.
So you're saying it's acceptable that clumsiness on Dr. Goldman's part means my client should be out of pocket $900?
I think I might find a magistrate who would disagree.
$900.
Plus $500 in costs.
Amanda? Thanks for that. It wasn't really worth wasting too much time on, was it?
Oh, I didn't think so either.
So I hope I'll see you tonight. I noticed you had an RSVP'd.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm free yet.
Well, it's up to you, but I'd enjoy your company. Okay.
See ya.
See ya.
Mark predictably subscribes to the theory of desperate times calling for desperate measures.
Right, well, I've been thinking about it overnight as well, and conducting a smear campaign against Brett Ferris could backfire on us so badly, Bill. Even in practical terms, I just don't think it's worth it.
What about in non-practical terms?
Well, that I think is obvious.
Let's hope our honour sustains us in the dog here. That's all I can say.
Yes! I've found our salvation. You are going to love this. Okay, I've been searching all the unofficial fan sites on Brett Ferris. Came up with nothing. Then I put Hammerman into the search engine. Once I'd pissed off all the porn sites that came up, I found this.
Hammerman.
That's what they call him.
Ooh, gee, that has got to hurt.
Take note of the date, my friends. The point is the date. It appears in the corner of the film, and by my reckoning, It is 11 days before he was officially allowed to exercise the shoulder again.
Manna from heaven.
Is it enough to dismiss the claim?
Yeah, just play it from the beginning, Jamison.
It shows intensive, repetitive use of the shoulder. I mean, it's probably not enough to dismiss the claim, but it's enough to mitigate it. And without resorting to scuttlebutt, that's got to be appealing.
Now, how long's that footage?
10 minutes. All Brett Ferris. He does about 5 serves, any number of volleys.
I think we might be able to keep that appointment with Savage. Well done, Jamison. I think you better come with us.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi.
So you decided what you're going to do about that invitation yet?
Still tossing up.
Right. I'll see you when we get back.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks.
So, Amanda's off to Gomorrah to the All Hail Richard party.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, if you knew, you wouldn't tell me anyway, would you?
Jamie.
Yep. Home movie. Found its way onto the internet. Clearly dated, the bottom right-hand corner of the footage shows Brett Ferris demonstrating the old hammer serve. Dated 11 days before he was meant to begin using his shoulder again. And just to prepare you, it's not a one-off. It's 10 solid minutes of Brett mostly playing tennis. This is the site.
Don't take our word for it, Richard. View it. Invite your colleagues to do the same.
No, I intend to. What makes you think this is enough for me to dismiss our claim?
If you've read Dr. Carline's notes, you'll see that he stressed to his patient that any use of the shoulder joint during the 6-month healing process could cause irreparable damage.
Among other restrictions, Brett Ferris was instructed not to lift his arm above the level of the shoulder to prevent rupturing any tendon repair.
I've read the report, Simon. Thanks.
In fact, no serving or throwing or weight training of any kind was to be undertaken until there was evidence that the collagen tissue had started to mature.
Garth Carline's instructions were specific and precise and probably would have worked to treat if damage to the shoulder hadn't already occurred during surgery.
There's no conclusive evidence to indicate that there was too much bone shaved from the boy's shoulder joint. You know it, Richard.
Any shoulder damage arising out of a failure to adhere to Dr. Carline's instructions could hardly be attributed to the surgeon.
No, one wouldn't think so.
Absolutely not.
Now, we know you need to view it and you need to speak to your client, but I'd like to put a counter offer to you. 2.5.
2.5. That is unbelievable.
And so is your outrageous claim for damages. Bottom line is your tennis player has an unstable shoulder joint because of the serve that made him famous. It's a mighty serve, all right, but it has worn the crap out of Brett Ferris's shoulder joint, and now he's trying to ruin the career of an innocent surgeon because he needs somebody to blame. Do not be seduced by the star that you're representing, Richard. 2.5 million is one hell of a settlement offer, and it'll still break enough records for you to get the publicity that you're after.
In my opinion, we cannot now take this to court.
I can't believe this got on the net. It was an 18th birthday for Samantha Borman.
And you couldn't help showing off in front of the girls, right?
For a minute.
A minute? It's a fucking long minute, Brett. It's been going about 7 already.
I wasn't putting my back into it. I was taking it easy. The Bormans put a lot of money into me when I first started.
Sure, but this changes everything. I think you'll both agree we cannot now push this case to trial.
So what? We settle?
If we go to court, will they show this to the jury?
Undoubtedly. Brett, it's not a disaster. You are very popular. You're a very respected person.
A lot of papers keep saying I'm dumb. They'll look at this and they'll be saying, yeah, typical dumb jock.
And they'll be right, it is bloody dumb!
Don't you fucking start, Lewis.
Yeah, all right, Brett. OK. We'll work through this, all right? Now, look. This won't hold in court. I mean, it's an amateur video, right? You can't see how hard he's hitting the ball.
Lewis, the surgeon's instructions were very clear. No use of shoulder during healing.
OK. Well, what if we say the date on the video was wrong, huh?
Lewis, that will require every member of that party to perjure themselves. I'm sorry, it's not on. MDA has made us an offer. They've made us an out-of-court offer of 2.5.
I still get 2.5 million. Shit, that's great.
No, it's not great, it's pathetic.
It is not. It's 2.5 million, Lewis. You have got your head so far up your own ass, you've forgotten what real money is. I don't think my granddad has ever even heard of that much money.
We'd get more with a jury.
Well, you could get less, much less. In my opinion, this is the best offer you are going to get.
Take it. Ring now and accept.
Brett, will you let me
No,
have
I want it settled now. This is my shoulder and my future. Settle it now. Just get it over with.
A toast to obsessive hero worship on the World Wide Web.
And to Savage's impotent rage.
Yeah, and to Garth Carline.
The surgeon's salvation.
Well, I suppose it was just a bit of luck, really. Had to happen.
Luck or very good management on our
Layla,
Medical Defence Australia, Amanda.
do you want company?
Oh, no, Jamie. There's nothing to do there. You'd be bored.
I feel like I haven't done anything to help. A complete stranger gives you flowers, and I just act like nothing's happened.
Please don't worry about that. That was just a gesture.
I believe you're a favoured one.
Did Simon tell you?
No, clever Dickens that I am, I managed to work it out for myself.
I'm not sure I'm going to be bothered with it.
I think it is an excellent networking opportunity.
You can't really believe that.
No, to the contrary, Amanda, I do. Put it this way, if you choose to forego the occasion, you have my undying admiration. But if you decide to attend, make sure you drink plenty of his Grange.
Right. Gentlemen, how are you? He's going to have to be it's definitive, you know, so.
Jeff, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. No worries.
$2.5 million, isn't that bad?
Thanks for the comfort.
No, it's not. These are great. You should try one.
No, thanks. I should tell you, Fran, you will not be working with me anymore.
Bet you cut up about that.
Well, I told Ian I didn't think you were suitable, and he agreed that I should appoint another associate, so I can tell you right now you needn't apply. I guess your time at KMP's come to a close. You can stop giving Pittman those metaphorical blowjobs.
What makes you think they're metaphorical? I am staying on. Just not with you. As of next week, I start working with Ian on the Papa Demetriou case. It'll be taking us to Athens for 3 weeks, apparently. I'll send you a postcard.
Thanks so much for this.
You haven't tasted it yet.
I'm sure there are lots of things you'd rather be doing.
You must give my regards to your family and your wife.
Will do.
Cheers.
So, Richard, you didn't get your $30 million on Ferris and Carline, but you still won an enormous settlement.
It's not always the size of a victory that makes it sweet.
So, victory is what it's all about?
It depends on what it is.
Isn't that Ian Pittman?
You're asleep.
Sorry.
It's all right. You should go home.
You're not going to stay much longer, are you?
No, I guess not.
So now that you're a partner in one of the biggest law firms in the state, you're not going to be able to lock horns with me over pin money anymore.
I enjoy locking horns with you.
Oh, so is that why you chased $900 over an eyelash trim? Okay, yes, I fucked up. I should have finalised the case.
You wearing that lipstick again?
Which lipstick?
That plum-coloured lipstick.
It's called Dalliance.
Dalliance. Oh, okay. What does Dalliance taste like? Come on.
If that's a line, Richard, it's a terrible one.
Work with me here, you know.
I'm meant to work against you. Unless you're proposing time out for good behaviour.
Good behaviour wasn't what I had in mind.
Do you always seduce the opposition?
It's a leading question. The answer is no. I'm very selective. Very selective. I've wanted to do this for a long time now.
I don't want to do it here, though.
We could go back to my place. It's close.
Richard. Mm-hmm. Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Come on, you're just trying to talk yourself out of it.
I'm just trying to be sensible.
I think I know why.
Richard, you are a lot of things. But you're not psychic.
Amanda, come on.
I've made a lot of silly mistakes in my life. But this isn't going to be one of them.